considered basically a list of games that I needed to play on PlayStation 3, and it kind of came down to like Uncharted and one of the God of War games. So at some point, I'm gonna borrow somebody's PS3 and just get done with this old generation. Sean and I just started a run through of Halo 2 Anniversary, which like did a really good job of making me not want to buy an Xbox One, unfortunately. Because like the 360, it's really responsive and like everything happens when you expect it to, but you can actually hear the CPUs like working in the Xbox One.
See, I didn't think that about the 360 in all my experiences with it. I mean, games, sure, but when it comes to like the UI of like the overlay and the Xbox menus and stuff, like I found them so cumbersome, and like I got lost a lot.
Interesting.
Without having like bought one from scratch and built like made a profile and learned it, like jumping on other people's consoles and trying to like start up the console and play a game, it's so cumbersome to try and like get in.
I don't know. I mean, the 360 is the first console I ever really had besides like GameCube, which didn't have anything there.
Right.
And I don't know, like I'm hypersensitive to the way that companies treat their users when it comes to stuff like that. Like, I'm going to be watching Uncharted right now to see if they were lazy, to see if I should not play this game, because like this stuff matters. So for me, like PlayStation is super cumbersome. Like I don't know any of that, because I see all your menus and you're like a million different options, and you scroll down and up and down. Like on Xbox 360, I hold down the start button on the controller. Console starts up, and then I click yes to load disc. Like that's it. Whereas for the Xbox One, like, gosh, dude, like Sean would hit the pause button, and it would be like 1, 2, pause.
God, that's awful.
And it drove me insane, because like you could actually see the glitchiness where he would like snap an app or like try to load achievements, and it would be a delay as it's trying to load in. And then finally, we were playing co-op Anniversary for Halo 2, and it seemed, I mean, like the graphics looked great, but it seemed fairly straightforward.
Yeah.
And then we switched it to
the old graphics
classic
style
mode, and the frame rate tripled.
Yeah.
Like instantly. And at that point, I couldn't unsee it. Like, as soon as I was playing in the full-res graphics mode, it was so stuttery and, like, 15... Like, it was, like, 21 frames per second. Like, it was
See, now,
really
I'm curious to know that... I haven't played it, but I've heard... And I don't know if it's they're talking specifically about multiplayer, like online multiplayer, or if they're talking about single-player and co-op and stuff. But I've heard that game's broken. Like, it still just isn't working.
I think they said that it was all about the multiplayer. Like, apparently... matchmaking in multiplayer and things like that took 30 minutes to like get you into the playlist and stuff like that. Like it would just quit in between. I didn't have any problems with that when it came to the game itself, but I did notice something weird, and I don't know if this is like nostalgia finding itself to be incorrect or not, because I replayed Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, and I was like, whoa.
The 360 one?
Yeah, 360 one. And it's missing a lot of modern niceties that I've taken for granted at this point. Like in Halo Reach and Destiny, like the game will give you a few feet when you're near a character. I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless you. Bless you again.
Okay. The game will give you a few feet when you're near a character, where it'll make that jump for you and smack him in the face. Whereas the old Halo games, like, I'm like, oh, okay, it'll compensate for me being close but not next to it. And I'm just like smacking the air, running around a guy.
No, yeah, the old ones were brutal. Like, you had to be accurate.
And I don't know why they didn't add that in retroactively when they did these anniversary remakes, because I'm like, look, you expect it now. Like, I was in Halo 2, and Sean and I were screaming at the screen because every single time we would get down to like low health, I would be like, oh crap, I'm not a Titan. Like, I'm so versed in Destiny right now that like I would try to run away, and there's no running in Halo.
See, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think your wires are getting crossed. But I don't think, like, if you added that kind of stuff to those games, that changes the game. Like the games weren't designed with those kind of things in mind.
Yeah.
And those aren't like those haven't they've only become mainstays, but they are features. Like those are mechanics built into the game.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm wrong. Like I'm sure.
Like Halo 2, the only instance you have of like it tracking your melees was the sword, right? Like I'm pretty sure the sword would lunge at people, but other than that, melees you need to do on your own.
Okay, I respect that this is in real time and you're actually playing in game. I'm seeing stuttering. I don't like it.
The stuttering?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not stuttering though. That's it's telling you like it's QuickTime.
Oh well,
like,
no, I know that. I know that.
To,
but like, I'm watching character models. What was I trying to say? Anyway, yeah. So again, like I kind of expect the features to be there for some reason, and I don't know why they're not. Like,
right.
I'll play Halo 2, and I get on the Gatling gun. I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna rip this off and go running around. I forgot that's not even there until Halo 3. Like they just kind of. Yeah, I just expect.
Yeah, I don't think they wanted to update the games. They wanted to just.
But isn't it a little half-assed to like. They're on the new console. They have brand new graphic overlays and they have new sound.
Right.
That's it. Like I don't know. Like when you look at some of the remakes, like the new Grim Fandango, they added all these new control schemes and they could do different things with it. And I'm like, yes, good, modern game. Give me some modern hardware.
But I think that really ties into the design philosophy. You know, that's a choice that them as designers and creators have to make. It's like, what do they want this remake to be? Yeah. Do they want it to be a remake, or do they want it to just bring the old game to the current console?
Sure, I guess. Anyway, it was kind of a mind screw because it was a lot of fun, but it took so much to getting used to again. And I wonder if it's almost like I shouldn't be replaying these remasters because I have such high hopes for them, and I don't know.
I think that's an interesting thing to think about in general, because I think for most people, unfortunately, I think for most people, the people that buy the remasters are the ones that don't necessarily need it. Like, they just want it because they love that game and they want to have it again and play it.
We'll see now. Like,
but what they're really for is to bring new people to the series so that they can play the new ones and catch up and things like that. And they're not going to notice those differences because they never played the original.
I guess I'm kind of scared because I want
the air like crazy.
I want to go, and you said this to me, unfortunately. I want to go back and replay Half-Life 2, which was basically like my gold standard for games for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm worried I'm just going to be like, no, it doesn't hold up.
It's been a long time.
It's been 10 years, at least.
Yeah.
That would be me fighting, honestly. That's me fighting. Like, we have the same body style, he and I would just punch Tom, and nothing would happen. Exactly. Exactly, dude. What are you gonna do? Not bad.
Oh. I think I was supposed to go square there. Or maybe not. I don't know.
I'm just so worried. Like, a big guy like that, I just feel like they could take so much damage and I could do nothing to them.
Damn!
Not bad.
You could do that.
I suppose. Well done with the facial deconstruction. Lol.
Lucky.
They're gonna need a plunger.
Again, if that were me, you would be wrecked after fighting with that guy. Like, you couldn't move.
Yeah, but this is a movie.
Hurt.
Like, most of the stuff in this game, Drake, like, you could not do in real life, because just the sheer amount of time that Drake hangs on the cliffs and stuff is impossible.
You just lose grip strength at that point.
You can't last that long. Especially if you looked at, like, just his body style and stuff. Like, there's just so much going against him. In this game, like, if you played the Tomb Raider, like, Tomb Raider's even worse, but this was before Tomb Raider. Like,
ouch.
It's just about shitting on the main character. Like, that's all the game's about. Nothing goes right.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're going to like borrow someone's PS3 and try and catch up on some older games, which I'm sure they're going to do a collection of this one for PS4.
And they haven't, oddly enough.
Not yet.
I looked for it.
I bet right before. I bet they'll delay Uncharted 4 and they'll bring out a HD of this instead.
I'd be down for it, but like that means I gotta get a PS4.
Yeah,
just pay.
But dude, seriously, out of the consoles right now, which one's the one to get? PS4 is selling like crazy. But PS4 is outselling Xbox One 4-1.
I can't think of a single game on PS4 that I actually want to play. Not for lack of wanting to know.
Well, I mean, for me, right now, like literally right now, for me, Destiny is the top.
Sure.
Then, but that one's multi-console. Shadow of Mordor, also multi-console. You're not wrong. There's not necessarily something specific to PS4 right now.
It's the same thing that we identified earlier in the show. It's like there's so little differentiation between this console and last console generation.
Yeah,
and I'm feeling the burn from it. Like there was Sean sent me a deal, $300 Xbox One new.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah.
It's still not worth it.
Like it's just something that I feel like I have to buy, not that I want to buy. And then,
that's
like,
a problem.
Even the cross-platform stuff was really upsetting because I thought that I'd be able to. Ooh, damn, son. Oh, okay.
Oh, you're bloody welcome, Your Majesty.
Marlowe, we have to get you out of here.
This is the first 10 minutes of the game.
They're a right pair of arseholes.
Anyway, so I expected better. Just seamlessness between the 360 and the One, because I think they're still selling the 360 as like, hey, you can buy this console.
Mm-hmm.
And what's upsetting is like the UI is totally different, not even close to being the same.
Which I also don't like about the PS4.
And
I love the cross media bar that PS3 uses, and the PSP used too.
Yeah,
but the Vita got rid of it, and the PS4 got rid of it.
I don't understand that.
I don't like I want to see what they've done with it since the last time I've seen it, but back when like Destiny's like Alpha was out, I was able to play on PS4 a little bit, and that's when that was my first experience with their UI, and I wasn't the biggest fan of it.
I also was upset because, for example, I got all these achievements on the Xbox One. I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to check them out on the 360. No, it literally groups them all into Xbox One achievements, and then just shows you the number. Like you can't actually individually see it. And then so I really started digging deeper. I was like, okay, so maybe I should play Destiny on the One and continue my game there. And from what I can tell, it can import your character, but it doesn't always import your achievements. Like
what?
So, for example, Sean played for a couple hours on 360 and then imported it into the One, and it moved all of his current achievements over. But then they don't sync between the games. It's two totally different games in accordance with Microsoft. So there's an Xbox One version and 360 version. And so you can double up your...
Yes.
It's like if you beat the 360 version, you can get all of those gamer points for free. But if you beat the Xbox One version, you can't sync back. Which is really, really strange to me.
You can't sync back?
Yeah, so for example, like... Why are there Xbox One achievements and 360
Wait,
achievements?
hold on. Now I'm confused. On PS3 at least, or PS and PlayStation, every game has its own trophy list, right?
Yeah.
So if I play Destiny on PS3, and then Destiny's not the best example. I'm trying to think of a good example.
Well, anyway, here's
let's say I was playing Walking Dead.
Okay.
Which that game's a really easy platinum because you just play through the game and you get it for doing it. If I started like Walking Dead on PS3 and I played like the first 2 episodes, I would have the first 2 episodes trophies for the PS3 version of Walking Dead. If I went to PS4 and then played 3 through 5, I would get those trophies, but I wouldn't have 1 and 2 because they'd be separate games. But they would all count. Like I would have everything.
I just don't understand how that can be different. Like, why is an Xbox One achievement different than a 360 achievement? Like, why isn't it just a Windows Live achievement or whatever they're calling them these days?
Right. See, I don't get that. Like,
why?
I don't feel like it's
arbitrary.
I'm trying to like figure out like if I Like, in that example I just said, if I go on PS4 and then play episodes 1 and 2, I would get those achievements. They would be doubled because I'd have PS3 ones and PS4 ones.
Yeah.
But they're all trophies. Mm-hmm. What it sounds like you're saying is, like, you can't get the achievements on the 360 version because you got them on the Xbox One version.
No, you can. You can re-earn
you have to replay
them.
it.
But, like, that's what I mean, is going from old to new gives you potentially 1,000 free gamer points. Whereas...
But you don't just get them. You'd have to play the game through again.
No.
It syncs and you get the achievements
It
for
syncs and you get the achievements, honestly.
That's bullshit.
That's what happened with Sean. So he carried his console forward...
And it gave him everything.
And it gave him everything. But if you were to do the exact opposite and go back...
Can you do that?
You can play your same characters on the older generation, but the achievements don't sync back. So why even make them different in the first place? Like, why give a subset of users...
Why would it matter if... Well, no, I get it.
Here's exactly
because
how.
you lose the points.
So I went over to Sean's house, and I wish that I could have played, like, Network Connect Destiny on his Xbox One, so that when I come back home, I would have all of the raid achievements already done. But that doesn't work that way.
Because they're all Xbox One achievements.
Right. And it wouldn't sync back. Now, if I beat the raid in 360, and then I open up my profile in 1, all of a sudden, bam, I've done all the raids, and I've done everything.
Yeah.
So,
see, I understand why that is, but I don't understand why they wouldn't have... not done that. Like that's under their control. They knew it was going to do that.
Yeah, and why
and they
not?
could have made it so it did it the other way.
And
too.
so I tried to really like suss this out to where what games actually allow you to bring your information forward, and it's laughably small. So, for example, like the Halo 3 ODST is getting its reboot on the Xbox One as well,
right?
Which is cool. So I was like, okay, so should I play ODST on my Xbox 360 or should I wait to get Master Chief Collection? And what was upsetting was that I've already played through half of Combat Evolved Anniversary, and what it'll do is nothing.
Yeah, because it's a different game.
But it's not though. Like the Master Chief Collection has Halo.
But you can't
Anniversary.
think of the content. You have to think of it programmatically.
Yeah,
Halo Anniversary Collector's Edition or whatever for Xbox 360 is not the same product.
I know.
As the Xbox One.
But again, it's these little things where I guess there are instances where I've been spoiled by certain programs on the Mac, and maybe Steam has helped me have this issue too. But like, there's got to be other like nerds who care about continuity as much as I do, where it wouldn't be hard to look at the achievements that I've gotten in the Xbox 360 version and then just open a save file on the Xbox One when I log in. Like, I love the...
But you have to understand, too, that leads things open for exploit.
But...
I could download someone's file and open it up on my console and get all the trophies and achievements. That's already done.
No. What I'm saying is... I understand that, like, the 360... to the Xbox One, it's probably not going to sync my current save information, but like if it read my profile, saw that I had an achievement for beating the game on hard mode, well then I should be able to just start the game in extreme mode in the Xbox One. Like again, that continuity is really important to me. Like I'm spoiled. I'm realizing now because at this point, the way continuity really does work for Yosemite and iOS 8 is like literally no matter what I'm doing, it goes from device to device seamlessly, and it's addicting. Like I literally will start a movie on my iPhone, tap once to have it start playing immediately where it was on my iPad, and then sync that to my TV so it's just going.
Right.
Like, I love that. I love how like effortless that is, and it sucks because I'm so worried about losing data all the time, and if that's what it feels like. Like losing progress in a game is really sad. Like I've worked very hard. Like I've opened every door. I've looked at every chest. Like I really want to make sure that my profile moves forward.
I get what you're saying, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
All right, I'm confused.